Hello everyone, today we're learning over Bastra Daf Ches. We're going to start from Zayin Amud Beis. About 10 lines up, Rav Yehuda Nesia, Rav Yehuda the Nasi, Roma Deshura the Rabbanon. He made the Talmidei Chachomim pay for building the walls of the city that they lived in. Amalei Rish Lakish, Rabbanon lo tzrichen et Jerusalem, Rabbanon don't need guarding. It's in the pasuk. Esper and Michoil, I'll count them. There'll be more than sand. Irbun. So Tzedek Shlokish. Esper and the man. Who will I count? Ilay Melet Tzadikim. In efficient Micholo, that there's more Tzadikim in the world than Choil Asher Asfasayom. Ashta Kulu Yisrael Ksivu. In the whole Jewish nation, it says Choil Asher Asfasayom. That the whole Jewish nation is like the sand on the sea. Tzadikim Atzom Michoil Irbun. Doesn't make sense that the tzaddikim themselves, that's only a certain percentage of Klal Yisrael, they'll be like the sand. Ela ochikom, this is pshat. Esper lemaaseim shel tzaddikim, he'll count the good deeds of tzaddikim, mechol rubim, there's so much good ma'asim more than the sand. The kal v'choyma. And we have a kal v'choyma. Mach choy shumot, magen alayom. The sand is a very small area at the end of the ocean, and it stops the ocean to continue up to the land, as it said in the pasuk. Asher samti choil gvulayom. So ma'asem shel tzadikim, the good deeds of the tzadikim, shemerubim, that is lots of ma'asim, lo yikol shekein shemaginim aleim, for sure they'll protect them, and therefore they don't need shmirah. When he came in front of Rabbi Yochanan, Omale, he told him, to Shlokish, my time I agree with you, tzadikim don't need shmirah, but Talmidei Chachomim, but why didn't you bring a raya from this pasuk? It says, Ani choyma, v'shodai kemigdolos. The pasuk in Mishlei, and Shir Hashirim, sorry. Ani choyma means the Torah, v'shodai kemigdolos, elu Talmidei Chachomim. So we could see that they protected. So why did you bring the other pasuk? So the Gemara, Shlokish Shavalo, he learned from this pasuk something else, because the Dor Shrova, like Rova Darshans, Ani choyma means the Knesset Yisrael, v'shodai kemigdolos, elu batei Knesset u'betu midrashos, that give protection, but doesn't say anything that Talmidei Chachomim have protection from that pasuk. That's why I brought the other pasuk. Said the Gemara, Rav, in the Gersi here is Rav Chanon bar Rav Chizda, Roma Karga ad Rabbanon. He put taxes on Talmidei Chachomim. Omale Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak avart adoraisa. This is keneged the Torah, ad Nevi, keneged the Nevim, ad Ksuvim, keneged the Ksuvim. Adoraisa, that said in the pasuk, Af choyvev avim kol k'dosha b'yodecho. The pasuk in Dvarim, and it means even when the other nations, you give them like chiba, love, and you give them to rule, and they rule the Jewish people. Antoni Rav Yosef, what does that mean? They go from city to city to teach Torah, and from a country to country, lilmod Torah. So it's not Talmidei Chachomim. Isa medabritecha means liso ulitem b'dvurusecha. They talk about your Torah all the time. Shel mokoim, and it says in the pasuk that it says that you will be saved. Because it says kol k'doshov shel Yisrael b'yodecha, that you protect them. And the Nevi, why then against what you're doing, giving tax to Rabbanim against the Nevim, is because it says, Gan ki itnu bagoyim ato akabtzem, even if they'll be by the goyim, they'll be saved straight away. Ve'chulu mat mimaso melech v'sorim. V'omar Ula, he explained this pasuk ze beloshen Aramis nemer, it's in Aramis. And when it says ki itnu, it means when they learn. If they'll all Am Yisrael will be learning Torah, Atoy Kaptem, I'll save them straight away. Even if only some of them learn Torah, they'll be saved from taxes and from payments. So why are you putting a payment on them? Adiktuvi on the Ktuvim, Dechsiv, Mande Bolu V'olach Lo Yisholit Lemirmar Alein. The pasuk in Ezra, in Aramaic, and the Omer of Yudamando the Manas Amelech, Bolu the Kesef Gulgulot, Alech Zarnona, it's all different types of taxes that he didn't put on the Levim and the Kohanim and the people, the Choshev Tamid Chachomim. So we could see that you normally put taxes on them. Rav Papa Rome Kari Chadote Atmi. They were digging a new well in town, and there was Yisoyim in town, and he made them pay part of the expenses like everyone else. Omale Rav Shisha Breder Rav Idil Rav Papa B'dimo Loi Mitvul. Maybe they're not going to use this well, and you can't use it from their money. Bishleim, if it's an old adult, even if he's not going to use this well in his whole life, he's moichel. But a cotton can't be moichel. I'll take the money from them. If they use the well, very good. I'm not going to do anything. Just keep it as it is. If they're not going to use the well, I'll give them back the money that they gave to dig this, to dig this well. Omar Vyuda, Akol Igle Gopa. Everyone needs to chip in, to give money for the gates of the choimus, of the city. Even the Yisoyim have to pay. But Rabbanon, like we said before, Rabbanon don't need guarding. Everyone to dig a well. Rabbanon, because the Rabbanon also need to drink. When do Rabbanon need to join in? When they give it to a contractor and they pay him and everyone chip in, Rabbanon also has to chip in. If they all go out to dig together, it's not for them and they don't need to go out to dig the well. Rabbi Pasach Oitris B'Shnei Batzoris. Rabbi was a very rich man, and he had big warehouses full of wheat. And when there was no rain, he opened them. Amay Chontu Balei Mikra. Anyone who learns the Torah, Balei Mishnah, who learns the Mishnayos, Balei Gemara, who learns Gemara, Balei Halacha, who learns Halacha, Balei Haggadah, who learns Haggadah, they could come in and eat. Aval Ameyoretz Ali Chontu, someone who doesn't learn, they shouldn't go in. Dochak Rabbi Yonasan ben Amram ben Ichnos. Rabbi Yonasan went in to the oitza, to the warehouse, and he didn't want to get food because of the Talmid Chacham. Omale Rabbi Panaseni, please feed me. Omale Beni, me Koriso, did you read Torah? Omale Lav, Shaniso, did you read Mishnayos? Omale Lav. He told him, in came b'ma farnasecho, how will I mefarnas you? So Omale Panaseni kekelev koirev, like HaKadosh Baruch Hu has rachmanos on a dog and an oirev, and like we see in Psukim and Mishnah and Tehillim, Rashi says. So you're not going to. Am I worse than that? Parnaseh. He gave him food. Bossa the Nofak, after he left, Yossi Rabbi became star, and he was upset. I gave my bread to Amoritz. He was upset about it. Rabbi Shimon, the Shimon, the son of Rabbi, told him, Shema Yonasan ben Amram Talmid Chahu. Maybe he's your Talmud and he's a Talmid Chacham. The Torah, and the reason why he says I didn't learn and didn't read Mishnayos because he doesn't want to have enough from the Torah. Miyomov. But they checked and they found out that he's really a Talmid Chacham. Rebbe, everyone should come in because he didn't want that some Talmid Chachamim who don't know this parnas because the Talmid Chachamim will be hungry. Rebbe letamei, they didn't want to feed Ameratzim. Rebbe ain't coronas boy lo'olam. All the bad things come to the world. Ela b'shvil Ameroretz, only because of Ameroretz. Kau, like the story, the Mei Kelila, that they had to do some decoration of the Torah. It's like a type of crown for the king. The Shadu at Tveria, they told the people at Tveria need to pay it. Also, the Rebbe, all the Amaratzim came in front of Rebbe. Chip in with us. We're not chipping in. We'll run away. So he told them, Aruki, run away, please. The Amaratzim left Tveria. So the king said, okay, you only have to pay half the amount. Also, Anupalga, the one who, the Amaratzim that were left, came the Rebbe in front of Rebbe. Please chip in with us. So Rabbi told the Ameratzim, Loi. So he told them Arukinan. He told them, Aroiku, go ahead. Arku Kulu. They all ran away. Pashal Koives. With only one Koives Amoritz left. Shadu Koives, the king said he has to pay. Or Koives, the Koives ran away. Poko Kalila, they gave up. They said, okay, we're not going to charge. And they let this Kalila go away. Omar Rebbe. So Rabbi said, you see the Talmid Chacham had no issue, the Amarot, the issues come because of them. We learned in the Mishnah, how long does a person live in a city and is considered like someone who lives in the city and they has to pay for the walls of the city? And we said 12 months. We have a kasha, a chameres, a gameles, a donkey that you're going with donkeys from place to place, or gameles is with camels, Iveris and Mokum that's going from place to place, and slept in a city, and now they worked, someone was madiach this city to work to do Avodah Zarah, and they also did Avodah Zarah with them. So end the skila, they get skila like someone who, a yochid who does Avodah Zarah, and the money is not cherem because they're not part of the city, they have a din yochid. But if they stayed in the city 30 days, if they get like the din of Ira Nidachas that gets killed with a sword, and the money also gets, if you burn, you destroy the money, like the din of Ira Nidachas. So we could see from here, 30 days already become considered like people from the city. There's two things. There's a resident, and that's 12 months, and then you have to chip in. And there's a lower level, that's someone who's in the city now, and he's only, not 1 day, but 30 days already called someone who's now in the city. So for Nidachas, it's good enough. But for to pay the bills of the city, only 12 months, and we're going to bring it, we see a clear case in a second from the price that there is such a difference. Kedetanya, like we see in the price, if someone's not allowed to have a no from a specific city, anyone who's lived there for 12 months, you can't have a no from him. If he's less than 12 months, mutter, he's allowed to have an offer from him. But if he said from the people in the city who's sitting there now, if 30 days already, you're not allowed to have an offer from him. So we could see that there's a difference of Yoishver and Sheir. Less than 30 days, you're allowed to have an offer from him. Said the Gemara, do you need 12 chodesh to be considered ben ha'ir? For all types of different aspects. Vatanya, we're going to see in the Braisa that there's different times. If you're there 30 days, you could take already from the tamchoy. They could take from him money, they could force, a gaboin could force him to pay for the tamchoy, for the anim, food for the anim. If he's there for 3 months, you could force him to pay money for kupa shel stock on him with base. We see the difference a bit between kupa and tamchoy. Shisha leksus, if he's there 6 months, he has to chip in for the clothes for the anim of the town. Tisha lekvura, 9 months, if he lives there, he has to give money for the Chevra Kadisha. Shnei masol lepaseir, 12 months for fixing the things in the town. So we see there's different things. Why now Mishnah we said only one time frame of 12 months? Now Mishnah was talking about just that, to fix the walls is called passeir, is a type of passeir, and for that you need 12 months. There's different times. For Kvura it's 9 months, but we were not talking about that. Everyone have to join in for helping to fix things in the city. Even need to chip in. Why not? They don't need protection, they don't need to pay for the fences and the gates. Omar Papa, the shura means to fix the walls. Parsha is for a guy who rides on a horse to protect it, or a tarazina for the person who keeps the swords and all the war stuff, and he stands by the gate, and if there's an issue, he gives them out and they go for a fight. Afilu miyatim, the Yisraelim need to pay. Rabbanon don't need protection. The rule is anything they have an offer from it. Yisraelim have to pay for it, and Yisraelim also need protection. Chacham don't need protection; they don't need to pay. Rabba Ramat Stoke Atmi the Barbarian. Barbarian had Yisraelim Ktanim, and Rabba took from them stocker to give to Anim. Amaleh Abayev Tony Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda. We learned in the Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda said a price. Eight poiskin stock alei soima filu pidin shvuim. Even for pidin shvuim, you don't. That's the biggest form of tzedakah you don't take from Yisoyim. How are you taking from Yisoyim? I'm not doing it for that name, I'm doing it for them, because if they give tzedakah, people will respect them more, and it's worth it for them, so therefore I took it for their benefit. Ifraz Hermes, he made the Shovel Malka. This lady her name was Ifraz Hermes. She was the mother of the king of Persia that's called Shovel. Shadra Anuka the Kamed Rav Yosef, she sent a wallet full of money in front of Rav Yosef. Amr le'abba le'mitzvah, give this money for big mitzvah. Yosef Rav Yosef will come ayin, but Rav Yosef was sitting and thinking, my mitzvah rabba, what's a big mitzvah that I should do with this money? Amr le'abaye, he made the Tony Rav Shmuel Rav Yudah. Since the Brayso that Rav Shmuel Rav Yudah said just before, inputs in stock al-Yisoyim, you can't take stock of Yisoyim afilu le'pidyon shvuim, not even when you need the money to redeem shvuim. Shmamino, what do we see from here? Pidyon shvuim mitzvah rabba, that's considered mitzvah rabba. Therefore, give this money for pidyon shvuim. Mitzvah rabba. Amar le'Rava le'Rabba bar Mori. Okay, we brought a raya that there is such a din that pidyon shvuim is a very, very big mitzvah. But how do we know this? What's the source in the Torah from that? It's said in the pasuk, what's going to be with us? You should tell them, this is God's words. Asher lamavis, the one who should get killed, lamavis will get killed. Asher lecherev, the one who will get killed with a sword, lecherev. Asher larov, the one who will die from starvation, larov, he'll die from starvation. Asher lashevi, the one who will be captured, lashevi will be captured. Whatever is written later in the pasuk, kosher mechavera is worse from its friend. That means it said in the pasuk, first normal death, then with a sword, and then Rav, and then Shevi. So Shevi is the worst, then Rav, then a sword, and then dying naturally. Cherev kosher mimovis. Why is Cherev worse than dying naturally? Ibo say makra. If you want to bring your pasuk, Ibo masvara, I could tell you a svara why it's so. Ibo say masvara why ahikamival by loikamival. When a person dies in his bed naturally, his body is full, but with a sword, full of blood, disgusting. It's not bakovedik. I'll bring you a crow as well. The way Hashem prefers a chassid to die is in a natural death, so we can see the natural death is the best way to die. Rav kosher micherev, how do we know that's worse? I can tell you a svara. Why? Because I come in star, I come in star. Rav cherev, it's 1, 2, 3. It's messy, but it's 1, 2, 3. Rav takes a long time until he dies, lots of pain. And eBay say cry. If you want, I'll tell you a pasuk. It says, "Toivim oyu chaleli cherev." It's better to die from a sword, mechaleli rav, from dying from a starvation. Shevi kosher mikulam. Why is it that Shevi is worse? Being captured is worse. Kulu isnebei. They suffer all these things, and unfortunately, today we know very clearly these hostages in Gaza, they suffer from death. They suffer from getting killed with guns. They suffer from starvation. So it's a worse thing. Toner Rabbanon, that's why it's a mitzvah rabbah to redeem them. Toner Rabbanon, kupa shel tzedakah, nigves b'shnayim. When they collect money for the tzedakah, it's collected with 2 people, and we soon see why. Mischalekes b'shloisha, when they give out their name, you need 3 people. Nigves b'shnayim, why? Shein oisim shoros el hatzibur pochos mishnayim. That when you do something that's forcefully on the tzibur, you need at least 2 people, and soon we're going to see what's a forceful thing that the gaboy tzedakah do. Mischalekes b'shloisha, why do you need 3 people to give out? Kadine momenes, so you need the president of shloisha to decide who to give each the money to. Tamchoi, that's money for food. Fani mikves b'shloisha, it's collected with 3. Mischalekes b'shloisha, and it's given out by 3. Why? Shegivuya b'cheluko shavim. Tamcho is every day you collect and straight away give to their name. So if you collect 2, you might not have a 3rd person when you need to give the money out. That's why already when you go collecting, you need 3 people that should be ready straight away to be given out to their name. Tamcho b'chol yom is every day. Kupa is only Erev Shabbos you give out the money. Tamchoi laniya oilam, you give it to anyone who's poor, you give him to eat. Kupa is laniya, the poor people from the city. It says the Brayso, the people in the city allowed to change things. Last is kupa tamchoi, to take money from the kupa for tamchoi. The tamchoi kupa, money from the tamchoi to give it to the kupa. But whoever they decide to do with the money of tzedakah, they could do that. The people in the city could decide to make it nice that by us a kilo is a kilo 100 grams. And that's a kilo by us. And when someone sells a kilo, he has to give 1 kilo 100 grams. Valashorim, and the prices that shouldn't be too high or too low, or fixed price for certain things. Vaschar poelim, how much a worker should get per day. And if people don't listen, to punish them, then that they should listen to them. Omar, we learned, you can't be forceful on the tzibur less than two. We know, Emilia, how do we know this? Omar Nachman, Omar Korah, because it's in the Pasuk, they'll take the gold, and Lashon Miut Rabim is two. Said the Gemara, it's mashma that you're not allowed to do a shora to be controlling the tzibur, but which a trust issue, there's no problem. That means even if they cry him, there's no problem. It's not in here of trust, and that's why we need two people. V'sayele Rav Chanina, it's right to Rav Chanina did. Omar Rav Chanina, the Rav Chanina said, "Maiso mino Rebbe." There was a story that Rebbe was memane shnei achim ala kupa, two brothers on the kupa, and if it's a din of ne'emanus, two brothers are not ne'eman and connected each other. They crave him. Elamai, it's a din of shrora. You can't have less. You need to have two. So two brothers is okay. My shuru, so what's the control that these gaboim have? The Omar of Nachman, Omar of Avu, if mashkim al tzedakah afilu b'Rav Shabbos. If someone has to give money to tzedakah and is not giving, take a mashkim from him forcefully, and that's why it's a shura, and that's why you need two people. Tzedek more Amy, we have a kasha of Oksiv. It says a pasuk upo kadeti al kol loichtzov. I'll punish all the people who pressure Am Yisrael. Omar of Yitzchak bar Shmuel bar Marata mishmei Rav. Afilu al gaboy tzedakah, even gaboy tzedakah who cause pressure, Hashem will punish. And here we're saying you're allowed to pressure and take a mashkin. So the Gemara loy kasha, if he's a rich man, he can take a mashkin and put pressure. If he's not, you can't. It's not good to put pressure on him. The Rabba like the story. Rabba Rav Nosson bar Ami, he fought Rav Nosson bar Ami, and took from him Abram Zuzi l'tzedakah, 400 zuz, it's a lot of money for tzedakah. You're not allowed to be koifa, but no, because he's a rich man who was allowed to do that. It says in Pasuk, "V'maskilim yaziru kuzer rakia." The maskilim, the clever ones, the pastures will be shining like the shine of the sky. Says the Gemara, who are we talking about? The dayan shedan din emes lamitoy, a judge who's done the emes, he'll be shining like a light of the sky. Tzadikei rabim, Chachovim loylon voed. That part of the pasuk means elu gaboy tzedakah. The gaboy tzedakah are like stars. Even Asisiton on the Brisa it says "V'maskilim yizaru kuzar kia v'dayin shedan din emes," like we said before, lamitoy the gaboy tzedakah, and that also includes gaboy tzedakah in the same category. People who teach children, they'll be like stars. Going man, who's the example of a good melamed tinoikos? Omarav Kegoin Rav Shmuel bar Shilas. Rav Shmuel bar Shilas used to teach the kids. The Rav Ashkechel Rav Shmuel bar Shilas, the Abba Koi Beginose, he met him in his garden. Omalei Shavaktel, you left your job. How are you in your garden? No of your Talmidim with the kids. Omalei, so he told him, Lav Hoaidna, if not now. Well, I'm reading like the Bacha. 13 years I haven't seen my garden. Even now that I went after 13 years a second to see my garden, I'm thinking of these kids to make sure to get back and that they should be okay. So we could see it was mamash mesiras nefesh to be a teacher of kids. Said more of Rabbanon Mai. What's we said about someone who's done din emes, gaboy tzedakah, and someone who teaches kids, Rabbanon Tamid Chacham, what says about them in the pasuk? Omer Avina v'oyavo, the lovers of Hashem, Kitzeis Hashem es b'gvurosoi, the strongest brightness light of the sun and its strongest power. Ton Rabbanon, we learned gaboy tzedakah ein nom rashoyim lifrosh zeh mizeh. They have to keep to each other. They can't separate. If they could see each other and one's in the shop and one's outside collecting and they could see each other, there's no problem. Motzomo is bashuk. If a gaboy tzedakah is going collecting with kupa shel tzedakah and he found money in the shuk, he shouldn't put it in his own wallet. He should put it in the kupa shel tzedakah, because if he puts the money in his own pocket, people think he's stealing tzedakah money to his own pocket. So he should put it in the kupa of tzedakah. When he comes to his house, itlem, he'll take them out to himself. A similar thing. This gaboy tzedakah, his friend owes him a money, and his friend in the shuk sees him, the loivan pays him off. So he shouldn't put it in his own pocket, because people are going to say, oh, this is tzedakah money, he's putting it in his own pocket. He puts it in the pushka, so when he gets home, itlem, he'll take it from there. that don't have poor people to give it to. And now they have small pennies and they go bad because they're made out of copper. He wants to change it into silver or gold. So Purity, when they want to do that, the other people, they're not allowed to give gold coins and take the small change because people say, oh, they stole something. So you have to do it. They could change for other people. Gaboy Tamchu, people who collect money fanim to feed every day, that they don't have anim to feed them, they could sell the food to other people, they're not allowed to say, I'll buy it to myself and then give the money to tzedakah for tomorrow, because chashasha, you'll steal, it doesn't look good. Moishel tzedakah, you have money of tzedakah, when you count them, you shouldn't count 2, 4. You should count them 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if you count them 2, 4, someone's going to say, oh, you're only counting 1, 2, and you're putting one of them in your own pocket. So it's all dinim of chashoshes that we don't want that people should be choished the gaboy tzedakah. Omar Abai, Mireish lo ya'ava Yosef maratzipi de beknishta. At the beginning, I never sat on the carpets of the shul. Kevin the Shomal the Tanis. Since I heard what we learned early on in the Bryce of that Mary could decide what to do with it. Ava Yosef, I would sit down because I know that the Meir want that people should sit down on the carpets in shul. Omar Abaye says a similar thing. Mireish Ava Ovid Martrei Kisi. Back I used to do 2 wallets. One for poor people from the world, and one for the poor people from town. Kevin to Shomalahodor. Since I heard what Rav Shmuel told to Rav Tachlifa, the son of Rav Dimi, what did he tell him? Do 1 wallet, make it nigh with the tzibur, that you'll give it to whoever needs it, doesn't matter from the city or not from the city. So he also started to put only 1 wallet instead of 2 wallets. He'd make it nigh with the tzibur. Ravashi Oma, I don't even have to make it nigh when I collected stock, I'll give it to who I want. Anyone who gives me money, I'm a choshev guy, and they give it I'll decide what to do with the money. They're coming because of me, and they know that I can give it to whoever I want, and therefore I don't have to make it night. It's very clear that I decide who to give this money of Anim, and therefore I don't even have to make it night. Everyone should be blessed very much. Thank you.